almost called him Hernandez. That's Stefan Diggs. My bad. That's not Stefan Diggs. Is Aaron Hernandez. Okay, Aaron Pierre. Okay, what's that song? Mufasa. What's that song? Mufasa.
Pierre. That's
Mufasa.
Get ready, because what you're about to hear might change the way you look at celebrity love stories forever. The kind of relationships that light up red carpets, fill Instagram feeds with perfect smiles, and make fans believe in fairy tales. The story of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre was one of those. From the outside, they looked like a dream. They walked hand in hand, smiled for every camera, and shared moments that made people believe real love still existed in the spotlight. But now, that picture is being torn apart piece by piece. According to Tasha K., the romance everyone admired may never have been what it seemed. She claims the entire relationship was built more on image than emotion, more on strategy than connection. And once you start hearing the details, it becomes harder to look at those glossy photos the same way again. Teyana Taylor has always been known as a strong and independent woman. She's a mother, an artist, a businesswoman, and someone who keeps her life moving at a fast pace. Her days are packed with work, travel, and responsibilities that don't leave much room for slowing down. Tasha K. suggests that this lifestyle didn't mix well with Aaron Pierre's emotional needs. Sources say Aaron wanted constant attention, reassurance, and closeness. He wanted to feel seen, heard, and emotionally supported in a way that Teyana simply didn't have time to provide. While she was focused on building her career and raising her children, he was allegedly focused on connection, validation, and presence. This difference created tension behind the scenes, even while they were smiling in front of cameras. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Their social media pages were filled with warm captions, affectionate photos, and moments that felt intimate and real. They showed up at events dressed in style, holding hands and leaning into each other like a couple deeply in love. Fans admired them. Blogs praised them. Comment sections were full of heart emojis and comments about goals and true love. But Tasha K. claims that what people were really watching was more like a performance. She suggests that every post, every red carpet moment, and every public display of affection was carefully planned. Not spontaneous, not natural. Instead, it was part of a bigger picture designed to keep both of them in the spotlight. According to this version of events, the relationship worked as a kind of agreement where both sides benefited. Teyana had just come out of a very public and messy divorce. Her personal life had been under a microscope, and people were talking about her struggles more than her achievements. Being seen in a new relationship helped shift the conversation. It gave the public something fresh to focus on. It painted her as someone who had moved on, someone who was happy again. Aaron, on the other hand, gained visibility. Being connected to a well-known celebrity brought attention, interviews, and a growing fan base. His name started showing up in headlines more often. People who had never heard of him before were suddenly curious. From the outside, it looked like a win for both of them. But fans started noticing small things that didn't quite match the perfect story. There were birthdays that passed without public messages. Texts that felt short and distant instead of warm and loving. Body language in videos that looked stiff instead of relaxed. Moments where one of them leaned in while the other seemed distracted. These details didn't stand out at first, but once people started paying attention, they became harder to ignore. Online discussions began to grow. Some fans said the chemistry felt off. Others said the smiles didn't reach their eyes. A few even joked that it looked more like two people playing a role than two people in love. What started as quiet comments slowly turned into long threads, videos, and debates across social media. Then Tasha K. added fuel to the fire. On her podcast, she spoke openly about what she believed was really happening. She described the relationship as something closer to a business move than a love story. She said Aaron's emotional side didn't line up with Teyana's independent nature. According to her, he wanted closeness and constant emotional presence, while Teyana wanted freedom, space, and the ability to focus on her own goals. Tasha K. also suggested that Aaron's affection in public was more about performance than feeling. She claimed he knew how to look loving for the cameras, how to say the right things in interviews, and how to play the role of the perfect partner. But behind closed doors, the connection wasn't as deep as it appeared. As these claims spread, the internet exploded. Fans went back through old photos and videos, watching them with a new perspective. They slowed down clips, analyzed facial expressions, and studied how they stood next to each other. Some said they could now see the distance that they missed before. Others argued that people were reading too much into it. The story became a battleground between those who believed the love was real and those who felt it was all staged. The breakup, when it finally happened, didn't calm things down. Instead, it made the conversation even louder. Tasha K claimed the split wasn't driven by heartbreak, but by timing and strategy. According to her, the relationship had already run its course in terms of public value. Ending it created a new wave of attention. Suddenly, both names were trending again. Articles were written. Videos were posted. Everyone wanted to know what went wrong. In this version of events, even the ending became part of the story they were selling. There were also rumors about why the relationship began in the first place. Some insiders suggested that Aaron needed to clear up whispers about his personal preferences and public image. Being seen in a high-profile relationship helped shape how people viewed him. At the same time, Teyana benefited from shifting the spotlight away from her past and onto something new and exciting. Whether these claims are true or not, they changed how many people looked at the couple. Instead of seeing two people who fell in love, some started seeing two individuals who saw an opportunity, a chance to boost their careers, protect their reputations, and stay relevant in a world that moves quickly and forgets even faster. Behind all the talk about fame and image, there's also the human side of the story.
Or was it a relationship? Here's the thing. I know TT got upset with me when I said that she was too clingy. It was given too much too soon. You're going through a nasty divorce, okay? Nasty. I mean, hell, baby daddy ex-husband just got the police called on him by one of Ra Ali's alleged girls that she sent down there to have a threesome with him. And then the girlfriend that he was supposed to have threesome with didn't want to participate, and she only wanted it to be a twosome. And so allegedly he wanted to force her to do it anyway. So she had to call the police to tell the police she didn't want to participate in the threesome because Teyana allegedly had got him into that kind of thing.
If the emotional mismatch was real, it means both people were likely struggling in their own way. Teyana, balancing her career, her children, and public pressure, may have felt overwhelmed by the need to constantly show up emotionally. Aaron, if he truly wanted deeper connection, may have felt ignored or pushed aside. That kind of situation can create frustration, sadness, and resentment on both sides. But in the world of celebrities, those feelings often stay hidden. What the public sees is the highlight reel, not the hard moments. The smiles, not the arguments. The perfect angles, not the tired faces at the end of the day. Tasha K's biggest point is not just about this one couple. She frames it as a lesson about the culture around fame itself. In her view, celebrity relationships often become part of a brand. Love turns into content. Breakups turn into headlines. Every moment, good or bad, becomes something to be shared, discussed, and consumed by millions of strangers. In that kind of environment, it becomes harder to tell where real emotion ends and performance begins. For fans, this can be disappointing. People want to believe in love stories, especially when they're wrapped in glamour and success. Seeing one fall apart, especially under claims of manipulation and planning, can feel like losing something personal, even if you never knew the people involved. Now, the story of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre sits in a different light. For some, it's still a simple case of two people who tried and failed. For others, it's a symbol of how carefully crafted public images can be. A reminder that what looks perfect on a screen may not be perfect in real life. The internet continues to buzz. New opinions show up every day. Some defend the couple. Some criticize them. Some just watch the drama unfold like a series they can't stop following. In the end, one question keeps coming back. How much of what we see is real, and how much is a story designed for us to believe? Tasha K's message is clear. Don't take every smile, every post, and every loving moment at face value. In a world where attention is currency, even love can become part of the performance. And as this story continues to ripple across social media, one thing is certain. The line between reality and illusion in celebrity culture has never looked thinner.